Welcome to Habibi Coin. So here at Habibi Nation, we're going to be sharing with you one of our explainer videos. And in this video, we're going to go in depth into our business model so you can truly understand why we're so confident about what we're doing and how it's one of the greatest investment opportunities on the planet today, especially in the blockchain and crypto space. If you've ever heard of anything about real estate, you know that more millionaires are created through real estate than pretty much any other industry on the planet. And this includes technology, food and beverage, fashion and retail. In so many different industries that billionaires and millionaires are created, more millionaires are created through real estate. And we'll discuss some of the factors that explain this. So let's start with a real estate overview. Okay? So point number one is basically, very simply, the real estate size. The global real estate market, the size of the market, is roughly $217 trillion. $217 trillion. So when you add up the value of all the land in the world that is actually valuable land, and you equate what the value of each portion of that land is, whether it's forest, whether it's agriculture, whether it's urban development, habitable land, basically we get to and then what portion of it is built, non-built, if it's a villa apartment, a housing society, a multifamily apartment building, whatever it is, we get to 217 trillion worth of real estate. Point number two is that more millionaires are made through real estate investing and real estate in general than any other industry on the planet. And I'm going to give you a quick statistic. 60 to 75% of all millionaires are made through real estate. They have some sort of investment into real estate. When a new person acquires wealth from their business, from selling a product, from selling a service, they end up generally taking the bulk of that wealth and investing it into real estate. Now, obviously, some people buy cars, some people buy different things like that. But the largest single purchase or transaction that the average person, an average consumer makes in their life is real estate. Point number three is that what makes real estate so attractive? And there's a couple of factors that come into play. Number one is the fact that it appreciates in value. Second is that it also cash flows. So when we're comparing asset classes, if you look at gold, gold definitely historically appreciates in value over time, but gold gives no liquidity. There is no cash flow generated from gold. It's a nice shiny object and it looks really cool, but it generates no liquidity or cash flow. Real estate, on the other hand, if you own an apartment or you own a house and you rent it out, it's generating cash flow. And that cash flow is paying your expenses. So more in real estate investments that you have that generate more cash flow, cover your expenses, and then increase the quality of your life. So it's a great investment vehicle because of the fact that it's safe, it's stable, it has liquidity involved in it and cash flow involved in it, and it's appreciating over time. Now, what are the factors that cause real estate to appreciate so significantly? We're going to deep dive into this really, really quick. Land supply versus population. It's as simple as that. Supply, demand. These are the two basic economic factors that drive price value up or down. And we're going to give you a quick explanation. Right now, the current world population is 7.6 billion people. Now, this estimate is from the United Nations as of June 2018. 7.6 billion people. Now, the UN also estimated that by the year 2025, there will be 8.18 billion people in the world, which is almost like a 580 million increase in global population. So 7.6 billion, 2018, 2025, we're looking at a 580 million increase. That's a lot of people. To give you some perspective, the USA has 330 million something in population, roughly. Canada has 35 million roughly in population. You know, I think the UK is 90 million roughly in population. So if you take those three countries combined in a small amount of 7 years, you would have 3 more country-sized populations generated on this planet, which is a huge, huge reason that the actual real estate appreciates in value because these people have to have a place to live, a place to provide shelter for them and shelter for their families. So now let's dive a little bit into the land supply. 29% of the entire mass of our planet is land. 71% is water. So when you look at the two dynamics, you have 29% land, 79% water, and if we break down the 29% portion of the land, these are the statistics that we get. We have 50% of that 29% is agriculture land. This is your farming, this is your agriculture. This is basically what takes up 50% of that 29% that is the land mass on this planet. Out of the rest of the 50% of that 29% land mass, we have 37% that is forest. We have 11% that is basically shrubs and shrubbery. And we have 1% that is urban land, where people, urban infrastructure, where people live. And so you look at your cities, you look at your villages, your towns, you look at all these things on the planet when it comes to land. Obviously, a portion is mountainous region, desert region. A good portion of that all over the world is a big factor as well. But 1%, and this statistic is according to ourworldindata.org. This is a .org website that can provide this data and give you the statistics. So if 1% is urban population, urban infrastructure, and there is 7.6 billion people on this planet, soon to grow to 8.18 billion people, then this gives us a really clear indication of the difference of why land appreciates in value. Again, back to the basics: supply, demand. Demand is increasing in 7 years by 580 million people. Supply is staying the same, and if it is increasing, it's increasing by taking out of forestation, by taking out of agriculture, by taking out of shrubs and things like that, and it's a very, very small percentage. It is not equivalent to the amount of population growth that is taking place. So you have land, urban infrastructure, that will appreciate year on year on year. Now, there may be some neighborhoods that go through market downturns. There may be some financial lending through the banks that cause economic recessions or subprime mortgage crises like we've seen in the past. But that being said, 1% is urban infrastructure, and this is going to continue to grow year on year on year.